I'm not saying drop out from school. I'm not saying leave Atlanta. Remain there. Jesus might send you forth to preach. He might send you. But that's not the reason why you are there. In the school of Jesus, you are there to be with him. When you are sent, therefore, the things that you have learned from him while you were with him will become your response. And just in case you are incapacitated in the face of a certain circumstance, in the face of a certain situation, it means that you were not with him long enough to receive what it takes to respond to that situation. Whenever you find a man, you find a believer faced with trouble, faced with a situation, and then they sound like they are overwhelmed by the situation, overwhelmed by the circumstance, it's just an indication of the fact that even though they were supposed to be with Jesus, they were not with Jesus. It's a revelation of the fact that they were not around, because Jesus was under circumstances where he needed money. He knew what to do. So Jesus was never stranded. If you stay with him long enough, you will see how he solves family problems. And when you are faced with a situation of family problems, you will draw from the archives of your experience being with Jesus. Unfortunately, the average believer doesn't have time to spend in the presence of Jesus. It is more masculine for him to be running around chasing US dollars. It seems more, that's what life is about. We're in the rat race looking for the US dollar. But you see, as much as you need to get the dollar, that's how much also you need to get the presence. You must have a balance in your life. It's not everything that US dollars can solve. It came to pass. My father was a great man in my nation. He was one of the few people in those days that was intelligent enough to secure a government-based education scholarship. That scholarship will bring him to the state of Georgia in the city of Atlanta, where he will get a degree, get a master's, and by the time he got back, he was called the great mind, the great mind. Unfortunately, the forces that were arrayed against him at the time of his death were spiritual. And everything he learned from Atlanta had no power over the forces that were contending for his soul. I'm not saying drop out from school. I'm not saying leave Atlanta. Remain there. I'm not, but I'm saying what you will get from that university will be short of what is required for you to get by, because there are spirits involved. It's no longer fair. I told you your life is not fair. The reason is because demons and spirits have been brought into the stage of play. So if you go with your intelligence, you go with your beauty alone, you go with your biceps alone, you will have strange stories to tell.